of ability to sell, it's still a violation to sell cigarettes to minors, and I'm sure that's more than anybody wanted to hear, but I will answer any questions.
I have a quick question, Ms. Gross. You added the addition of prosecution as a misdemeanor. Is that listed under the enforcement item B?
It's listed under the findings and declarations. The first whereas on page 1.
First paragraph.
Okay. All right. Thank you. To the board, questions of this item. Supervisor Delmer?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Gross, I did not find it at first, but then I found it. The addition of the language since the last review that we are notifying a retailer of a violation within 48 hours verbally or within writing within 5 days, and I appreciate that addition. Has there been any? Yeah, I did find it. Has there been any feedback on that timeline? I assume that's acceptable.
That was the feedback that we agreed upon.
Okay.
With the retailers.
There's one, actually it was not an edit at all, but there's a language change or unclarity or typo on 6.20.020 paragraph A that no license may issue to authorize, that we might want to clean up. It's on page 3, 6.20.020 paragraph A. And then one question, and this was an issue that I had with the original one as well, and I know this is the ordinance and we do the fee by resolution, but Ms. Angelo, do you know what the fee is for the license off the top of your head?
I do not know. We can get that information for you. Oh, wait. It's $25.
Okay. That's all I have, Mr. Chair, at this point.
Thank you, Supervisor. Other concerns, discussion from other supervisors before I go to the public?
I'd like to hear from the public.
Okay. I'd like to invite public comment on this issue. If you're wishing to speak to this item, amending the chapter on tobacco retailers, please fill out one of these cards. I do have one card before me from Mr. Phil Gravier from Laytonville. Please step forward. Try and keep your comments to 3 minutes, and state your name for the record, please.
Good morning. Phil Gravier.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here on behalf of about 2 or 3, I guess at least 3 retailers from the county who are basically the reasons why the county felt it was time to revisit this ordinance. We're adamantly opposed to the 6.20 as it was written originally. Basically having problems with a conviction on the infraction of the illegal sale without actually getting to come to a grievance hearing and state our case and basically have some kind of fairness, some kind of informed judgment used at the time of the sentencing, which the way it was written, there was, if the infraction occurred and one of our retailers misrepresented us and sold the tobacco against their training, we were stuck and we had no way to defend ourselves. And so that was the thing that brought the change about this 6.20. And we, the way it's been written, we've been working, our group, which we call AFTR, has been working really hard with county council to try to get this thing figured out. And right now, the way it is written, for the most part, we are happy with the outcome. We see that there is going to be some chance for a grievance hearing and have somebody with the ability to make an informed judgment on our penalty, and the way it was written before, it was not. The concerns that we still have, though, are the dollar amount of the fines, which I guess what we have to look for is intent. What is the intent of this ordinance? Is this intent to remove the retailer from business with these huge fines and penalize him tremendously, even if he has had all the training in place, does have things such as a swipe machine, which is a thing to check IDs, basically has signed affidavits, has everything in place. Is it the intent of the county to still penalize, extremely penalize the retailer for these infractions? And if those numbers could be 5 times higher than they are right now, if at the end of the line there was some informed consent, or excuse me, informed judgment at the end of this for somebody to make a decision that there's nothing more that could have been done, and the retailer's done all that he can do to prevent these kind of sales. Real quick, I wanted to say that if this would have been looked at closer initially, like the way Fort Bragg did it, we'd never be having this discussion today. So that's basically it. I'm ready to answer any questions.
Any questions of Mr. Gravier? Thank you, Mr. Gravier.
So, Phil, you feel that the retailers can live with this ordinance? I mean, the punitive fines are.
I think so. I think the fines are high, but again, John, if there was somebody